Hiya, how are you? I hope you're good. So today I'm here with my November bullet journal setup. I try to do it a little bit simpler and less clustered than previously because I'm really not into clustered setups, but surprisingly recently I've been going a little bit overboard for my taste. So I've decided to go for sort of like a moon theme and some wolves, although I anticipated more wolves than I ended up doing, but you know what? There was a wolf, so we're gonna count it for that. The reason I wanted to go for this theme was because one evening I was just playing a little bit with watercolor, and it just so happened that I started playing with drawing some planets and moons, and you'll see me pull that out here. There you go. That's what I ended up with, and I really enjoyed it, and I thought, you know what, days are getting shorter and we're seeing more darkness, and you know, moon is there in the sky, so I thought, you know what, whatever, November is gonna be for the moon. Just as a quick note, I will link most of the things that I've used down in the description below, so you can check that out if you're interested. I made a few changes from the last spreads that I had, and I'll walk you through those. Also, I'm so sorry for my head getting in the shot because this was a very awkward angle to film, and you know, you can see the tripod there on the right. I'm not a pro at these. I don't specialize in bullet journal setup videos, so I'm sorry if this is clumsy, but it is what it is. So yeah. So I'm drawing the moon phases here, and unfortunately my pen does not fit in the compass. So this is me just doing it in a clumsy way. Also, wait a moment, you'll see me being frustrated here. And there it is. It's because I realized I did it the other way around. The bits that I left out as light were supposed to be covered in black instead of what happened here. But you know what? I thought, you know what? I'll just go with it. This is gonna be some sort of reversed one. So we're drawing full moon as in it's black and not light because things happen in life. To be fair, I don't actually mind. I just thought it was a little bit funny. Oh, hello, head again. Hi, how are you doing? So let me know down in the comments, by the way, how you are actually doing, because I don't just ask that every single video. I actually do care. So yeah, I drew that and I quite like it, although obviously it's not perfect, but I don't mind. And then I went over with a white gel pen and put some craters and just dots to, you know, make some sort of texture, and on the full moon I connected those to be as if it's a constellation, but the gel pen is actually, I think, too wide for that to be pretty or anything, but it's fine. And then on the other side I just added my days of the week, and then I will circle the Monday, I believe, to just know when the week starts. It's just simply easier for me. And then on the right side, I will have sort of a little bit more than a half page, maybe a half page, for my plans and just monthly goals and things I want to focus on. And it's all done in this geometric pattern that I was really into. And I'm always into it. I'm basic. I like it. The way I make my plans or goals is very just loose. For November, I know one of those are gonna be just for me, just make lunch for work so I can save a bit money and not spend it all in the cafeteria at work, because you know that would be good. And as always, I have 2 pages for brain dump. I will never ever have less than 2 pages because I use them a lot for random stuff that does not fit in anywhere else, and I find them very useful. And as always, I have a silly doodle that's, I say as always, it's only been like 3 months, this is the 3rd month I think, but I have a silly doodle just to make it a bit more lighthearted, because it is brain dump. So in this one I'm having a space doggo, and I actually really like him. And I also want you guys to name this dog because you named the hedgehog, and the hedgehog is now Herbert, by the way. And I loved hearing all of those suggestions, and surprisingly most of them were starting with an H. I'll link the previous video somewhere here so you know what I'm talking about. And then I just added some space stuff. I didn't really anticipate this to turn into like a space theme. It was supposed to be more of a moon thing, but space stuff just always finds its way back into my spreads. So you know how last month was the first month that I got rid of my full-on tracker, and then I just tracked 2 things, a good deed and some cleaning stuff. I actually found that I can't even keep up with that at the moment, so I am ditching the tracker altogether and introducing a reading tracker for myself. I saw this, well, I wanted one to begin with, but then I saw Jade make one in her bullet journal because she shared the photo on Instagram with me, and I thought that's a brilliant idea. So I sort of adjusted it a little bit to suit my needs, although I think it's pretty similar. So on the left side, I decided to do something that I really never do, and it's just all for illustration reasons, as you can see, because I'm already like almost done with it. And it's just a wolf. I don't know why it always looks like some sort of half werewolf. It's not a great wolf, but I quite like it, and you'll see me add some details for that as well, because I like the geometric stuff, as we already sort of discovered. I think tracking just a single thing in my life is gonna be better for me, because clearly I'm just not ready for the full-on thing, and I think I get overwhelmed by all the boxes that I do not tick, and I'm already a very anxious person, and I just don't need this constant feeling that I'm failing something that really I'm not, you know. It's just tracking for my own record, but I feel like, again, like I'm failing. And it's just, I just found it really unhelpful, especially for my anxiety. So I'm taking it slow and tracking things that bring me joy instead of the things that, you know, I find that I didn't do. So I'm starting with reading, naturally. Sorry for the white balance going all over the place. I think it's when I move my arms. Anyway, so for the reading, I split the month into 2 columns, so they don't take the whole page. I don't know why I've done that. I don't know if I'll change it next month. I'll see how this goes. And so on the top axis, or whatever, and on the top is just the number of pages. It starts at 10 and goes up by 5. And at the very last one, I just added an N so I can insert a number if it goes over, what was it, 55, I think. And I'm just gonna color in the boxes. And so I split the page again on the bottom side, and the left column is gonna be for books on my TBR. Thanks, Zeus. This is like the 5th time I tried to do this, but you'll just have to excuse my cat. And I colored in 2 boxes on the right side. One is for total pages, and then I'm gonna fill that in with the white gel pen that you saw me use on the moons. And the bottom one is for total days of, you know, just total days that I actually read on. Now, believe it or not, that's everything for that part, and now I just have the weekly pages. I changed those a little bit because I found that I really didn't need that much space for tasks in general, because I feel like I like to put these in specific days to be, or feel, more organized. So instead of taking the whole page for the weekly days, now I'm adding this little bit on the right side for tasks. So now I have a small column for the tasks, and I still have this for the days. And instead of that, instead of taking a lot of the right side page for the tasks, I am simply going to use it for what I found I'm lacking space for, and that is YouTube and Kindle stuff. So the most of the page on the top is going to be for YouTube, and then the bottom one is going to be for my Kindle business. So you can see on the left side I used 2 different shades of gray, and I think that one's a little bit blue. And so 30 and 31st is obviously still October and it's carrying it on. I know I included that in my October spread, but I don't like how clustered that is, so I'm just gonna carry on to this on that week and just name my days again like I did before. On the right side I just included a little illustration of a planet with some vines going downwards, because reasons. And added some stars around it as well for the funsies. Then I just added some color on the vines to make it blossom, and I added just like a hot pink because I had a toned down blue on the other side, so I thought it would pop a bit. I'm really excited to start using this layout because I think it will work much better, but I'm also excited just to see this developing of the weekly pages and seeing what works for me. It's really quite exciting. I know it's such a silly thing, but it is exciting to see what you need space for and what you focus on. So I'm just doing this for a 2nd week of November, and I'm actually not gonna do all 4 weeks because as I said, I want to see if this works, because last month I set up all 4 weeks of October and then realized that a lot of the space was wasted on the taskbar because I felt like writing the same things twice. I didn't really like that much, obviously. For this page, I'm going with more of a constellation design, if you must, and then I just wrote YouTube, well, YT for YouTube and candles for candles, and then I'm adding some planets and then dotting the page, which you can't really see, but there are a lot of dots on the right side of the page, and then I just connected some, which was kind of fun. And just made some constellations, and I quite like this. It's nice and simple, and it has a gray space color scheme, and it's all just kind of working for me. So last thing is to actually do the cover page. I really wanted it to be quite simple again and toned down, so I decided to go for quite a light moon and a tiny calendar view of the month at the bottom of it, and some geometric lines, because apparently that's what I'm in for this month. As I said, I tried this previously on watercolor paper, and let me tell you, that was much easier because obviously it's meant for watercolor. So obviously this wasn't the same, and it was a bit more difficult because, you know, the colors weren't spreading as much and whatnot. I still tried to wet the page in a circle where I'm gonna try and put the moon in. I slipped some paper underneath the page to let not it, you know, destroy or stick to the next one. The way I did this was just to color in the actual moon and just try and stick with the circular motions. And seriously, I know he's not gonna shut up, so I'm just gonna power through this. So I just go with the most watered out gray as possible. Oh, I think there was use in the video there for a second. And then shade it down and try to add some blobs and shadows and a little bit of lines going into the center of the bottom. So while I'm letting it dry a little bit, I'm gonna add that little calendar at the very bottom there, and on the right side I'm actually gonna insert the moon phase of that month. Not that I actually tracked these, but I thought it would be a nice touch considering the theme of this. So yeah, and then that's dried, I'm gonna add the triangle because I like that. And as the last accent thingy, I'm gonna go ahead and add some details and lighter bits with the same gel pen that I used on the monthly view. That really concludes the cover moon and the cover page. I really actually do like it. Let me know if you guys think it looks alright as well. And I think we're just gonna go to the actual flip through now. So because I don't really have a calendar view anywhere else in here, I've included that little one here, and I think it's going to be useful for me to just have a quick look if I feel that it's closer than my phone, which probably is not going to happen often, but I like to just have it there if I need it. And the monthly view, as I said, has the similar effect of just a row per day type of thing instead of the calendar view. I find that a bit more useful. Then I have the brand dump page where I just put everything and anything, and then the reading tracker pages. I really do enjoy and like the wolf on the left side, even though it looks a bit weird. And I hope I actually keep up with the reading tracker and, you know, actually do the tracking. Maybe it will even make me a bit more motivated to read, not that I specifically need that. And I already sort of walked you through these pages, so I'm just letting you look at them if you want to. And as the very last added accent, I also just went in with some dark blue to color in some of the little planets there on the right to again add some color. This wasn't necessary, but I sort of felt like it. I'm sort of actually being timely with this video, so if you guys do want to sort of adapt these ideas for yourself and do your own spread similar to mine, tag me somewhere so I can see it, because it gives me some sort of really nice feeling. You know, it's just so nice that someone actually liked your idea, and I had one of the Harry Potter people do that with the Harry Potter spread, and it just gave me all the feels, and I thought it was brilliant. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye!